Hi everyone and welcome back. So now we're going to set up this chart or all our charts to work with the buttons depending on which metric we want to display. So first we'll just show this chart. We want to show it as our product line and we'll display a clustered bar chart. We'll want to remove our office group from legend, and we'll also want to remove net profit, and we're going to bring in selectric metric instead. And then rather than order date, we're going to display our product line. So if we tick on this, it's going to have product line. But now we'll need to show our x-axis. So let's just format your visual, or sorry, our y-axis. Let's just format the visual and display that first. And I'll just change the color to be white. Okay, so now you want to ensure you just click away from the chart and we'll add a slicer. So it's on our fifth row slicer. If you just tick on this, this will act as a filter. I'm just going to make it smaller. And in our slicer, we're going to want to display number ID that we created in our previous video. And let's just change this to be a single value list under our format visual settings, slicer settings, and then for style we will show it as a vertical list. And now if we select 1, we'll be displaying the sales value, and 2 will be displaying the net profit. So now we're ready to add bookmarks. So again, if we just click back to number 1, and at the top we just need to select view, and we can view our bookmarks on the right hand side once we tick this, and we'll also show the selection pane so it shows what we're selecting. And while clicking on slicer, so make sure it's highlighted, we click add bookmark. So you'll notice that the selection pane has everything that's on our dashboard, and while we hover over it, it's going to highlight what it is. So it even includes our shapes that we added. So, and for our bookmark, if we want to just right click this, we can rename it. I'm going to name it select 1 because that's what we're using it for. And we can just untick display, and we'll untick current page. And we don't want to tick all visuals, we'll tick selected visuals. Okay, so now what we need to do is just repeat this process for number 2. So we'll just click into number 2, ensure slicer is highlighted in our selection, and add another bookmark. And we'll just rename this select 2. And then again untick display, current page, and we'll retick selected visuals. And now we can also hide this slicer. So just beside the slicer you can see the hide the visual option. So if we just tick that, we don't want to see this. And then we want to set up these bookmarks as actions for our buttons. So if we click into sales action, we can turn it on action, and then under type you'll see bookmark, and then we can assign, because select 1 is our sales, that's what we'll be showing as our action. And then if we click net profit, we'll do the same, but instead of select 1 we'll use select 2. Okay, and then if you did want to test the buttons out, if you hover over them, you'll see it says control and click here to follow link. So if we just hold control and click onto it, we can test that they will work actually. So you can see that it navigates between select 1 and select 2. Okay, so now they're set up and we don't need to see our bookmarks pane anymore. And then we could even minimize our selection pane. And then I'm just going to make this chart a little smaller and move it over to the left, and we'll just format it a little bit here. So I just want to change the color of the bars. So you'll see the bars here, default, we'll change it for me to be the darker teal color that we had before. Or you can make it a bit lighter if you like. So we do have a lighter option here as well. And we could even find one in between by just clicking into this color pane here, and yeah, I'll go with this color. And then I want to change the background to match the rectangles. And if we click into the shape, the chart, format your visual, and then in general, our effects, we can change our background color here. So not this color. Okay, I'll just open up our notepad. I know that it's the rectangle shape that we had from before, so let's just paste in our hex code, and then yep, it's going to show up here. I'm going to remove the grid lines and the x-axis as well. So I'll just turn x-axis to off. Oh yeah, our grid lines has been removed then. And we can add a shadow. I like having the shadow in these as well. So you can do that under format your visual and general and effects. You can see we have the option for shadow here. So if we turn on shadow, yeah, it's already at outside and bottom right, which just means the shadow will show up on the bottom right. And the color is darker than the background. And you could change this color if you like. We just don't want it to match our canvas. It is quite hard to see actually. We could click into it and just make it a bit darker, our shadow. Under effects, shadow. Yeah, we can see it a bit further now, or clearer now. Okay, the last thing I'd like to do is just add some data labels. By clicking into the chart, format your visual, and then just turning our data labels on. I'd like to display them inside the bars. So under position, we can show it inside end. Now I'd like this also just change the data format of this to be currency again, so we can do that in selected metric. So we have it here. And then under our table, we just need to drag down a little to click into it. We'll just change it here to currency. And then if we go back up to our report view, it's going to show dollars then. Okay, now in the next video, we'll create our 3 other charts. So I'll see you there.